Hey guys, Tennessee Yankee here. Hey, today I want to show you guys the John Deere 445. When I bought this thing back in 2013, there was just a few videos on YouTube, and I've been meaning to make one for a long time. But this tractor is a beast. It is a 2001 445. It's got the V-twin Kawasaki engine in it, and this thing is just pretty much bulletproof. Of course, you never like to say that because that's when something bad might happen, but this thing is built like a tank. And if you are in the market for a garden tractor, a real garden tractor, I can't suggest enough this tractor here. I used to have my first John Deere was a 317, and those were well-built machines, cast iron frame. And the problem with that one was that it was notorious for having a bad engine that burned oil and everything. And at one point I had to actually replace that engine, but then I sold it and just got sick of working on that thing. And I ended up buying one of those throwaway, what I consider a throwaway mower. It was, the D series mower, and I had gone from the 317, just sick of working on it. So I was like, I just want something new that I don't have to worry about. So of course I bought that, and then I was pretty disappointed because I went from having a solid machine to something with absolutely no torque, and it's just a bunch of gimmick with the higher horsepower numbers, but without the torque, and the good frame and everything. It wasn't worth it. So it was a good mower just to cut the grass with, but really the thing that made me want to get rid of it is I was trying to roll my lawn at one point, and I got to the point I couldn't even pull a lawn roller up this little incline with that tractor. So I'm like, okay, this thing's got to go. So I used it a few years, sold it, got half my money back out of it, and started doing research at that time on, hey, like, what was one of the last good mowers that they made? And I found out that this 425, 445, 455, which is the diesel, that series is, it's pretty much just a tank. And it's just been a pleasure to work on. To take the mower deck on and off is really easy. And it's just been a great tractor. So even though this mower is probably kind of overkill for what I even need now, I used to mow 1.5 acres, and it was perfect for that. I don't see myself, even though, like I said, it's overkill, I don't see myself ever getting rid of this tractor, because if you take care of it, it'll run forever, and you really have something with this instead of the cheapo ones you can get nowadays. So some things I had to do to this 445, I'll open up the engine compartment here and show it to you. So down here, there's these the valve covers. When I bought it used from the guy, he had already replaced one of them. They used to be plastic on this, and rubberized plastic or whatever, and at some point they just kind of melt and the seals give way. So I did replace this side with a metal one. The other guy had already replaced the other side. I think this thing went through an oil pressure switch at one point. It was leaking oil just a little bit, and it was out of the pressure switch, so that was an easy fix. And then this machine, and if you've done any research on the 445s, you know that a lot of these prior to, I believe, 99 came with the plastic cam gear. This is a 2001, so this already had the metal cam gear in it, but that's something that is a fail item on these things. So right now on this machine I have 1,063 hours. I just got it cleaned up yesterday, so I thought it'd be a good time to take a video. Had to take my deck off, sharpen the blades. But this tractor has full hydraulics on it. When I bought this, it came with a snowblower, and I used to live in Michigan, and I sold the snowblower. I paid $3,000 for this whole setup, with the snowblower, the weights, the quick hitch, and everything. And I ended up selling the snowblower for like 1,800. So, you know, picked up this tractor for basically 1,200 bucks after I sold that. So I've been pretty happy with it. And then I did take it completely apart down to the frame like the year after I got it, and I took these panels, the whole panels, to the body shop, and I had them paint it for me with a clear coat, and that turned out pretty good. So it doesn't look like a 2001. Put a few new stickers on it. The only thing that really shows the age here that I've never replaced because of the expense is this gauge cluster, and those were never sealed up too good, and you get dust and stuff in there, but everything still works good. So this, in addition to the hydraulics, it has a power takeoff shaft drive, which is really amazing. Instead of having to deal with the belts and things like that, I'll come over here and show you my mower deck. So the mower deck is all shaft driven. It's got this gearbox on it. So this is a 54-inch deck. This mower came with 3 models. You could either get the 48, the 54, or the 60. And this deck is really, really heavy duty as well. Goes on and off really easy. And 60-inch deck, unless you have a big wide open spot, I think that'd be a little bit too big. This seems to be a really good size for the deck. I'll give the tractor a start for you, and you can hear her run. It's fuel injected, so you're supposed to let the key on for a few seconds to let the fuel pump get started. So the one thing I would like to do is maybe get a new seat. These are just notorious for cracking and going crazy. Fuel, it's got a big fuel tank, takes about 6.5 gallons. Easy to fill there in the back. This has the differential lock to lock the rear wheels. Never use that at all in Michigan. I use it constantly here in Tennessee because I have some deeper ditches that it's easier to get out of with the diff lock. This has power steering as well. It's just amazing how easy that thing turns. It's got a lot of lubrication points. We got one here. We got one on the tie rod, one on that swivel part there, and there is one on the drive shaft. So, and this is another thing that these things are notorious for. The front piece here usually melts, so I went ahead and just cut out the melted piece, and but it's too close to the muffler and melted over time. But you know, not worth the money for me to replace that just for the cosmetics. So yeah, if you're thinking about this mower, again, I can't recommend it enough. And up here you got the controls for the hydraulics. This is one that's for the mower deck, and this would be for your accessories or implements. It's got lights, and then here's the PTO over here, and a throttle will give it some gas. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments about your 445, what kind of deals you got on it. It's a great machine, and I appreciate you watching. If you like the content, go ahead and hit that like button, and love it if you'd consider subscribing to my content. We'll see you next time.